Hey everybody, it's the Gospel According to Music with another Bible review. This time I'm looking at the Christian Standard Bible's Life Connection Study Bible for personal or small group study. As you can see, this is an indexed brown leather touch. Let's take a look at the box in the back here. Let me just read this information. When we read, study, and gather around God's Word, special things happen. We begin to open up, caring for each other, helping each other. We discover a new power in our lives and find new strength for living as the Holy Spirit places us into a beautiful example of community. If you are ever familiar with a Bible called the Serendipity Bible, that's what this is. This is the original Serendipity Bible that has been rebranded and redone as the CSB Life Connection Study Bible. The Serendipity Bible had been around for 40 years of community building by Serendipity House Publishers. Now that it's been taken over by Lifeway and by Holman Publishers, it is now the CSB Life Connection Study Bible. There's many different things to consider with this. It's the open, consider, apply, additional information, study notes, commentary to accompany the thousands of chapter-specific margin questions, which I'll show you here in just a minute, 200 guided course study plans for common Bible passages and events, 60 life-focused course study plans, 16 topical reference study plans, two-color design. It's also sewn binding, single column, black letter, which is almost a 10-point font. It's a 9.75. Textual footnotes, concordance, and full-colored maps. So let's get into this. Oh, by the way, if you want to know, here's the ISBN number, as well as it's printed in China, and it's $79. So, first thing you might notice as the box just falls off. Excuse me. First thing somebody said to me was, oh, they copied the Schuyler Bibles. No, they didn't. First of all, this cross here with the 4 in the center or all around the edges is called a Jerusalem cross, and this has been around forever. Now, Schuyler Bibles do use this cross in the front part of their Bibles, but that's where the comparison ends. It is nothing like a Schuyler Bible because a Schuyler usually is in cowhide or goatskin. It also has the cross references and the text, and it uses about a 32 to 36 GSM paper. That's it. This is a leather touch. It is sewn binding. This is what the spine looks like. Life Connection Study Bible. There's the Jerusalem Cross, Christian Standard Bible, and Holman Publishers. It's stitched all around the edge. It's a paper liner. Now, this was sent to me by Holman to review. This got messed up. This actually, I don't know what happened. There was kind of like a glue that was on this, and when it was folded into the paper, it actually stuck to the paper, and I had to, it did tear the paper. I had to get it out, but it was stuck inside there. So that's just one of those little screw-ups that happens from time to time. Paper liner. There's your presentation page. Let me lift the camera up a little bit better. Here's the first page of Life Connection Study Bible. Table of contents. This is also available in paperback. Sorry, my hand's shaking really bad. Paperback, brown leather touch, the index, the navy leather touch index. It's not in any real genuine leather or premium leather. That's the only way this comes. It's a little bit wider than a regular Bible. Regular Bible's usually about maybe to here, but this comes out a little bit further. There is so much information in this. As I was going through this last night, I was really amazed, and I've actually made a decision that I'm going to start off the new year in this Bible and go through the entire one. But there's features, there's book introductions. This kind of shows you how this is done. There's chapter summaries. Now, I thought this was really cool. For instance, like at the very beginning of the chapter, it gives you kind of like a summary, a highlight of what this chapter will be covering and talked about. There's study notes. There's four columns of study notes at the bottom. Then up here on the top, there's marginal questions like open, consider, apply, for worship, for groups to dig deeper. As you can see right there, this is kind of what it looks like when you've got a page. Over here on the other side, it's showing you two different pages of what it would look like. Course studies. There is 16 topical study courses, 60 life needs. Let's zoom in on that. And then 200 Bible stories. This is the contributors of who all did the work on it. And as you can see, there's a ton of people, man. This is definitely one of those. It takes a village. It's not a couple of guys or even just one guy. It took a lot of people to put this Bible together. Now, when you get into this, right here, you've got the 16 topical study courses. And it goes into every single thing that you can do. There's actually a 7-week study, a 13-week study, and the topical study, the scriptures. Same thing on here on the other side. As you can see, it continues to go on. This is now the 200 Bible stories. It goes on through the New Testament. Then you've got the 60 life needs. You could spend a lot of time studying this one, and I'm going to do that this year, or this year coming up. I'm going to focus on this Bible alone. There's just so much wealth of information. And this, like you said, this is a great tool for doing small groups, whether you're dealing with youth, whether you're dealing with singles, whether you're dealing with married couples, whether you're dealing with just all kinds of just Bible studies, women's Bible study, men's Bible studies. There is tons of information in here that goes on and on and on and on. Like I said, as I was going through this last night, I was amazed at all the information. And I just thought, man, you could learn so much from this. This is the information about the CSB. In my opinion, one of the best modern translations ever. By the way, let me just say this right off the bat. They sent me this Bible, but I've been a fan of the CSB for a long time. It's been the Bible that I've kind of have chosen it as my main translation since 2017, since it came out, and I've been very pleased with it. I absolutely love this translation, and I love the different Bibles they offer. So here's your introduction to Genesis. I love the font is very easy to read. I'm going to be honest with you. So many times these study Bibles come out, the print is too small, and when you get to the notes, it's even smaller. And as you can see, the text is very easy to read. There's your summary right up here. Here are your 3 questions they ask you to open, consider, open, and then the 2 considers. There's apply also. It's on the other side. And then come down here to the notes. I can read that just fine. That's easy to read. That is a welcome. And also, notice here, there's some open space where you can make some noise. You can make some notes. Oh, I really should edit my videos, but I don't. I just do it live as if I was on the air. So as you can see, it's very easy. It's black letter. The font is very easy to read. There's all kinds of great studies, great notes. You've seen all the opening front part of the Bible that give you all the wealth of information you'll ever use. And if you're somebody who goes, well, I don't know how to do a small group. boy, this Bible would help you with it. Take a look too. There's a couple other things I want you to notice. Now, I'm not a big fan of index. Usually they cut like huge holes. I don't like that. These are little slots. They're a little bit better. And in the Old Testament, it's black. And in the New Testament, it's red. Now, I want to show you something else too. Notice that this has got gold, but it's art gilded. I want you to see this. As I bend it, let's go ahead and do this. You will see a blue underneath the gold. See that in the blue? I like the color of the blue that they picked. It's not quite blue. It's kind of like a slate blue. I'm not a great color person, but that kind of gives you an idea. I'm sure somebody could come up with a fancier name for it, but for us people, normal people, it's just kind of like a slate blue. Let's get into the New Testament. Now, I've never used the Serendipity Bible. I saw it, but I never used it. I knew people that had it, but I never did use it. But if this is the way it is, boy, I can see why it was such a popular Bible. There's so much information in here. Okay, now we're getting into the New Testament. There's Matthew. And it is not red letter, so if you're somebody who loves red letter, I'm sorry. Personally, I'm not a fan of red letter because there's no consistency in the printing of it. It can be in the same Bible, a light red, a pink red, a dark red. Personally, if I'm going to have a Bible that's got red letter, I want it to be brick red because for my eyes, at 64 years old, I want darkness. I want to be able to read it. I don't like bright colors coming back on me on a white page. As you see, there's plenty of space to make notes if you want to, but there is so much wealth of information. Look at that. This Bible, or this chapter, contains some of Jesus' most famous parables. In each of these three, Jesus illustrated the joy God feels when someone who had been lost becomes a part of his kingdom. So as you can see here, and again, these indexes really don't get in the way. Sometimes index, and here's a little bit of a chop away on the page, sometimes the index can actually tear a Bible, but I think you'll be okay with these because the ones that are kind of more like a thumb, the cut in the paper I think is a little bit deeper. And that actually, it's nothing I enjoy. But this, I could live with this. This is okay. So anyway, here's what the New Testament looks like. This is Acts. As you can see, it's a wider Bible, and that's okay. It's not too heavy to carry. You could probably carry it to church. But this is a great study. You could use it for a small group, personalized. Just for you, family, you could do as a family devotions. There's tons of stuff in here to talk about. And then they've got a very good concordance, which, as you see here, it says concordance. So we're going to go right to where the tab is. If I can get it to come up. And there you go. There's the concordance, and it's a pretty good concordance, as you can see. Then you get into your color maps, and then of course your paper liner, and then your leather touch. I actually like Holman's leather touch Bibles. I like the way it feels. I like the grain. It's going to last you a long time. Some people have asked me, well, how is it? Well, it lasts a long time. I've got ones from 2017 and they've been in my car, and of course I don't let a Bible sit in the car forever, but I've had no problems whatsoever with them tearing up or coming apart. It's pretty good, pretty durable. That's it. The Life Connecting Connections. It would help to know the title, Kev. The Life Connections Study Bible. the CSB. Excellent, excellent study Bible. This is going to be my main Bible I will be using in study through all of next year. There's tons of information. I'll probably even share some of the questions and answers and some of the topics in this over the air. You can actually tie them to songs with scriptures and notes. So great study Bible. Highly recommend it. Pick it up at any of the different places online, at Amazon or Lifeway or Christian Book Distributors, or if you go to stores, if you've got a Christian bookstore in your city. If you don't, there's Barnes & Noble and Amazon. They're not Amazon. Books A Million, they're actually increasing their Bibles that they carry because of Lifeway stores closing. But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Be sure to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell so you can be notified when new reviews are offered. And I think you will enjoy this. This is going to be one of the best sellers for the CSB. I highly recommend it. If you're an old fan of the Serendipity Study Bibles, it's back and it's better. Thanks again. Take care. God bless. And don't forget to tune in to the Gospel According to Music at gamradio.com.